probably walked into a sandwich shop thinking you're getting fresh, hearty food, only to end up with soggy bread collapsing under watery vegetables and paper-thin meat. Why do so many chains keep getting away with this? Because marketing slogans promise quality that doesn't exist behind the counter. Today we're exposing the worst offenders, the chains that consistently disguise disappointment as value, and then revealing the two places where your money actually buys you real flavor and satisfaction. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Why do so many sandwich chains advertise themselves as fresh, satisfying, and reliable when most of the time the result looks and tastes nothing like the picture on the wall? Customers step up to the counter expecting something hearty, a sandwich that feels like a full meal, but what they often get instead is a thin portion of meat buried in oversized bread, topped with lettuce that wilts before the first bite. And the price isn't helping. Paying $10 to $15 for what amounts to a substandard snack makes the disappointment hit even harder. Subway is the perfect place to see the gap between promises and performance. The slogan has always been built around freshness, but what you're actually handed can be a soggy roll that collapses under watery vegetables. Pile on the sauce and suddenly the bread turns gummy, sticking to the roof of your mouth like paste. The fillings themselves often fail to stand up to that heavy bread. What you end up holding isn't a crisp, well-layered sandwich, but a stack of limp ingredients sliding out the back, while the bread absorbs every ounce of liquid. Freshness may be the promise, but consistency isn't the delivery.
Yep, you got it. Onions, you're good to go. You're good to go.
Five.
3, cut in half. 5 and a 3. 3's cut in half. After the 3.
After the 3 cut in half is a 4 and a 1 cut in half.
Then there's Jimmy John's, where speed has become the main selling point. Yes, the sandwich is ready almost as soon as you finish paying, but one look at what's inside shows the trade-off. Dense bread that dominates the bite, thin slices of meat that barely register, and toppings that feel like an afterthought. You end up chewing through 4 layers of bread before hitting anything with flavor. Fast service might save you time, but it doesn't save you from an empty lunch. Quiznos took a different approach, banking its entire identity on toasting. The oven conveyor belt became the gimmick everyone remembered, but the taste rarely held up. Bread comes out brittle on the edges, almost crackling apart before you can fold the sandwich back together. Instead of enhancing the fillings, the heat often dries them out, leaving cheese stiff and meat stripped of moisture. A toasted sandwich might sound appealing, but too often it feels more like a stale cracker with toppings melted in the middle. Marketing around one piece of equipment can't disguise the problem when the end product is flat and lifeless. Firehouse Subs leaned heavily on imagery too, this time with sirens, helmets, and heroic names attached to each menu item. But that strong branding quickly falls apart at the table. The portions appear generous at first, but thick sauces smother nearly everything. Turkey, ham, or roast beef might be layered on, but the moment those sauces hit, the distinct taste of the meat vanishes. Instead of bold flavor combinations, the entire sandwich becomes one loud note of mayonnaise, mustard, or whatever special dressing is applied that day. Theme alone doesn't transform a meal if the actual food is muffled by condiments. Potbelly and Which lean on different tricks, nostalgia and novelty. Potbelly markets a cozy shop feel with old-fashioned decorations and milkshakes to remind you of a classic lunch counter. But once you unwrap the sandwich, the charm runs thin. Bread with no character, fillings cut back until they look skimpy, and a texture that doesn't match the price point. Which tries something else, forcing customers to mark their order on bags with markers. It feels fun for a minute, like designing your own creation. But the result is another thinly stuffed sub where the bread dominates. The ordering system looks inventive, but the food under-delivers in the same predictable ways. Schlotzsky's built a following by offering circular bread instead of the standard long roll. Unusual, yes, but once you bite through it, the flaw shows. That thick, spongy circle overwhelms the thin slices of meat tucked inside. Instead of balance, you chew through mouthfuls of bread, while the protein disappears in the middle. The result feels more like filler than food, a novelty shape that doesn't change the same underlying imbalance. All of these chains stumble in the same basic battle. The bread-to-filling ratio, the quality of the meat, the way each brand promotes freshness or uniqueness, they all collapse when matched with what's actually being served. Slogans and branding may fill commercials and posters, but customers continue to walk out unsatisfied. And here's the twist. Not every sandwich chain makes this mistake. Two names manage to back up their marketing with real substance, providing portions, balance, and bread worth eating. 7 major chains show how easy it is to promise fresh food and still hand customers a sandwich that collapses before the second bite. But Jersey Mike's and Publix break that pattern. At Jersey Mike's, meat is sliced in front of you, stacked thick enough to taste, held together by bread that doesn't wilt. Publix subs go even further, offering cuts from their deli counter layered into rolls that stay sturdy under weight. Skip the empty slogans. Look for balance, solid bread, and real meat. Choosing a sandwich is no different from choosing field gear. Function always beats flashy labels.